Hello friends! I know you've been waiting for news from the gaming industry, so today I've prepared a lot of new and interesting content for you. Please don't forget to subscribe and like the channel to support the channel and help in the development of the content. I wish you a good viewing and we can start. The development team for Starship Troopers Extermination has shared a roadmap outlining plans for the rest of 2024 and the first half of 2025. Over the next 9 months, the game will receive performance upgrades, a new enemy type, and a fresh location. This cooperative sci-fi shooter, often compared to Helldivers 2, launched in early access in May 2023 to a strong 84% approval rating on Steam. The official release, which hit PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X access on October 10th, has divided players due to instability and polish issues. These concerns are a priority on the roadmap, according to project lead Peter Maurice. The team plans to address performance and bugs through the rest of 2024, along with adding a loadout locker feature. While 2024's updates focus on improving the game's stability, new content will arrive in 2025. In the first quarter, players can expect new abilities, perks, and 5 additional class progression levels. Although no new enemies or weapons are slated for early 2025, players will get to modify weapons with the Merida underbarrel attachment and explore bug holes. The second quarter of 2025 promises exciting features, including a new map and a new arachnid enemy. The second chapter of the game's tutorial is also expected to launch between April and June. The rumored remake of Halo Combat Evolved may be further along in development than initially thought. Following significant changes, 343 Industries has rebranded as Halo Studios and announced plans to develop future projects using Unreal Engine 5, moving away from the slipspace engine used for Halo Infinite. Halo Combat Evolved is considered a cornerstone of Xbox's history, launching a successful franchise. It was remastered in Halo Combat Evolved Anniversary as part of the Master Chief Collection. Despite a strong launch for Halo Infinite in 2021, post-launch support has disappointed many fans, although improvements have been made since then. On the Xbox Era podcast, insider Special Nick suggested that the remake could launch in 2026, hinting at ongoing development alongside Halo Infinite's support. The transition to Unreal Engine might streamline production and allow for more frequent smaller projects, including other remakes. Meanwhile, Halo Studios continues to support Halo Infinite with events like the limited-time Operation Halloween and plans for a third-person mode later this year. Fans should watch for a potential official reveal of the Combat Evolved remake next year. And the release of Call of Duty, Black Ops 6. Approaching on October 25th, publisher Activision and developer Treyarch Studios have shared details on significant audio upgrades. Treyarch has implemented its most advanced audio system yet, with redesigned sound effects for every weapon. Leading up to the release, Activision and Treyarch have been teasing various features, including a new omnidirectional movement system and the return of classic elements like Nuketown, which will be added on November 1st. Now, Treyarch has highlighted major audio improvements, including a complete overhaul of the game's footstep sounds. These changes aim to make footsteps more realistic, adapting based on the player's surroundings. Snow absorbs sound while forests allow it to bounce around. The studio has also worked with Microsoft's Project Acoustics to enhance spatial audio, making it easier to detect enemy locations by sound. In a blog post, Treyarch's audio team discussed how these improvements will allow players to better identify important sounds, such as amplifying enemy footsteps over those of teammates. These enhancements, along with the new soundscapes, will be fully available when Call of Duty Black Ops 6 launches on October 25th. Arrowhead Game Studios released a new update for Helldivers 2 on October 15th, concluding the studio's 60-day community commitment with significant weapon buffs, adjustments, and gameplay changes. The 1.00-1.04 patch is now available for download on PlayStation 5 and PC via Steam. While this update marks the end of the 60-day plan, Arrowhead remains dedicated to maintaining communication with fans. Despite being a hit among players, Helldivers 2 has faced several controversies since its February launch. The initial issue arose when Sony required PC players to link their Steam accounts to a PSN account to continue playing, a decision that was later reversed. Following the release of the Escalation of Freedom update, the game was review-bombed due to perceived excessive nerfs to weapons and stratagems. In response to the backlash, Arrowhead outlined a 60-day plan to reevaluate balance changes and release updates. The latest update includes extensive buffs for remaining weapons and stratagems that weren't completed in the September 17th patch. Additionally, it features adjustments to armor damage, quality of life improvements, and enhancements to core systems like enemy spawning and automaton targeting. Fan feedback has led to significant tweaks in the combat experience, making it less frustrating for players. With the update now live, Arrowhead celebrated by recapping the past 60 days, noting that over 70 weapons and stratagems have undergone balance adjustments, and several enemies have been overhauled to provide a more rewarding challenge. The studio emphasizes its commitment to keeping communication open through surveys, patch notes, blog posts, and more. The Tekken 8 community has been on fire this month after players learned a new stage coming to the acclaimed fighting game wouldn't be included in the $110 deluxe version they purchased at launch. Instead, the DLC level would be sold separately for $5. A Steam review bombing campaign ensued, and now Bandai Namco is giving players $5 worth of free Tekken coins to try to get everyone to chill out. Just over a year since the game's less-than-stellar launch, players are reacting well to the changes being made, with Payday 3 now boasting a mostly positive rating on Steam. This newly announced update seeks to add several features that could potentially give the title yet another boost to its player count and renew faith in Starbreeze Studios. Some fans are comparing Payday 3 to Cyberpunk 2077, claiming that the title has managed to crawl its way back from the brink to become a truly enjoyable experience. Dragon's Dogma 2 has received a new patch across all platforms, introducing the long-awaited option to prioritize graphics or performance. Following its March release, players reported frame rate drops, particularly on PS5 and Xbox Series X/S, prompting this update to enhance the RPG's performance for smoother gameplay. Despite being a commercial and critical success, the game faced concerns over microtransactions, glitches, and NPCs disappearing from cities. Capcom has actively addressed these issues with ongoing updates. The October patch specifically improves FPS for console players, offering prioritized graphics and prioritized performance options. On PS5 and Xbox Series X, performance mode runs at 1728p with 50 to 60 FPS, while graphics mode reaches 2160p at 30 to 40 FPS. Xbox Series S outputs at 4K but renders at 1440p, with frame rates of 30 to 40 FPS, 40 frames per second in graphics mode. In addition to addressing performance, Capcom has introduced casual mode to help players manage long travel distances. While the performance issues haven't affected the game's strong sales, the continued support demonstrates Capcom's commitment to refining the experience. There's speculation about future DLC, as past surveys have indicated interest in expansions. Given the original game's Dark Arisen DLC was released a year after launch, Dragon's Dogma 2 could follow a similar timeline, potentially with DLC arriving in early 2025. Insomniac has confirmed it will not support Marvel's Spider-Man 2 with additional story DLC, disappointing many fans who anticipated expansions to explore unresolved plot threads. After the game's release in October 2023, players quickly inquired about potential DLCs, especially since Spider-Man 2018 had received the expansion The City That Never Sleeps shortly after its launch. However, following a significant data breach in December 2023, it was revealed that 3 story expansions were planned but ultimately scrapped. In a recent announcement alongside the confirmation of a PC port, Insomniac stated it has no further story content planned for Spider-Man 2. This news dashed hopes for DLC among fans who had eagerly awaited updates. Some expressed disappointment, suggesting the game's campaign length did not justify its $70 price tag without any post-launch content. Fans are left wondering why the planned story DLCs were cancelled. Possible reasons include outdated plans or a shift in strategy due to the data breach. While excitement for these expansions was high, Insomniac's announcement surprised many who had been actively engaging with the studio about potential content. The cancellation raises concerns about unresolved storylines in the base game, which hinted at the Spider-Verse and featured villains like Carnage and Chameleon. With the DLCs scrapped, these plot threads may only be addressed in a future Spider-Man 3, or the rumored Venom spin-off, Venom Lethal Protector, expected in 2025. However, as 2024 approaches its end, details about the Venom game remain scarce, raising questions about its development. If Insomniac does not announce the game before summer 2025, it could signal further issues for the franchise. That's all for now. I was glad that you visited the channel. I'm sure you learned something new and interesting, so please like and subscribe to the channel, and do not forget to write your opinion in the comments. Thank you for watching, and see you soon.